Brown will get the start. No Chris Mim. You touched on it a moment ago, but I want to go back to it. Kwame Brown, a very inconsistent player. Chris Mim, a lot of people don't talk about him, but he played well with the Lakers.
Yeah, Chris Mim's a very good player. You know, maybe one of the maybe 6th, 7th best center, certainly in the West, and pretty consistent performer. Kwame Brown certainly can play at a high level, just doesn't do it as consistently. But more importantly, with no Chris Mim, Kwame Brown's a starter. Now who is the reserve for Kwame Brown? That's really where the Lakers get in trouble if they need a reserve.
All right, Lamar Odom now makes the move on Kenny Thomas, and it's 2-0 Los Angeles. Strong move by Lamar Odom.
Well, Lamar Odom, an excellent player at power forward, really has the skills of a small forward, and at 6'10" can go inside and outside, so Kenny Thomas will have his hands full.
This is a Lakers team as you look at Ron Artest, and we're tied at 2 that beat Detroit and San Antonio in the last several games, but yet they lose to Portland and Seattle. Go figure.
Well, it is one of those things. I think when you really do try to figure, it just comes down to number 8, Mr. Kobe Bryant. When he's at his best, they can beat anybody, and if he's struggling a little bit, they can get beat by anybody.
Here's Bryant Cook, and the rebound. Bibby Martin's ahead of the field, but Bibby did not see him in time. Kevin Martin, I talked to him before the game. He said his shoulder was sore, but he's feeling good enough to play, and the foul will send Brad Miller to the line.
Yeah, Kevin Martin getting in some extra shots, so certainly that shoulder is sore, but looks like he's going to be able to go. And Ron Artest taking a nice screen from Kenny Thomas. Lamar Odom gets hooked up and knocks down the open look. Now Mike Bibby, he'll pass off to Brad Miller at the basket, and you see the contact at the ring.
See the numbers for Brad Miller. 4 assists away from a triple-double against Dallas, and the Kings have their first lead. One thing I did not get a chance to do was ask Ron Artest what his definition of shutting down Kobe Bryant is. You know, you can hold Kobe to 25, and you can consider that shutting him down, you know?
Well, I do think, I mean, really what you have to think there is if you can keep Kobe to less than a point per shot, that's shutting him down.
Yep.
Which means maybe 25 shots, 25 points. That's a great defensive effort. See Smush Parker able to drive into the paint.
So the Lakers take the lead back after Brad Miller was 1 of 2, and here's Bibby trying to draw the foul, and instead he turns it over. And here come the Lakers quickly up the floor. Parker blocked by Miller. Martin comes down with it. He got hit in the head. No whistle. He's running with Artest. Martin, nice ball fake. Oh, boy! How about Kevin Martin? And they're all standing here in Arco.
Kmart with the look away and the throw down at the ring. Kevin Martin showing you spectacular athleticism for the finish.
Whoa, so the Kings take the lead. Here's Kobe Bryant, and the rebound taken by Thomas. Kings now come back 3-on-3. Bibby gets a screen from Thomas, and he's fouled by Smush Parker, and Mike Bibby to the line.
What's a nice block and the pickup by Kevin Martin. Now he's in the open floor. The look away, fake away, takes Odom out of the play, and the major throwdown going right at the ring. Kevin Martin.
Boy, that was pretty.
Boy, it was. That got all 17,317 woke up quick.
First point of the game for Bibby. And the Kings with a 3-point lead.
That sore shoulder of Kevin Martin's probably loosened up a little bit on that flying act.
He was here early. He was here at 4 o'clock this afternoon getting treatment. Came out at about 4:30 to warm up. Here's Lamar Odom with a 3-ball. And the game is tied at 7. Lamar Odom with 5 quick points.
Well, Lamar Odom knows that he's going to have to put up points to help Kobe, especially without Chris Mim, Devin George.
Glad to have you with us here on News 10. The Kings looking for their 13th straight here at Arco Arena. They have been red hot as of late. Thomas right at Kwame Brown. Boy, did he make that look easy.
It was easy because Kwame Brown took the little head fake, left his feet. Kwame should be a shot blocker, but he left his feet. Kenny Thomas just exploded past it.
Now you see Cook wants the ball. He's now being doubled as Kevin Martin was caught on a switch. 10 on the shot clock. Odom. Stripped out of his hands. Parker. He had it knocked away by Bibby. Here come the Kings. Numbers. Bibby with a pull-up 3. And the Kings have a 5-point lead.
Kings get the steal, get Bibby in transition, and Mike Bibby gets a clean look at a 3. Hey, that is nothing but Bibblicious.
8 minutes, 40 seconds, first quarter. Here's Kobe Bryant. Each double team. Blocked by Artest! And it just did graze the rim. Rebound, Kwame Brown. Wow, how often do you see Kobe Bryant get a shot blocked on the perimeter? Here's Cook. Oh, that's got to be a foul. And now goaltending. He ran over Kevin Martin with the shoulder. No whistle. Count the basket. Kings ball.
Watch the block by Ron Artest. Perfect timing. Runs at Kobe Bryant. Gets the ball right as it leaves his shooting hand. That's an amazing talent and timing.
Looked like an offensive foul on Cook. What ball movement. Bibby missed it. Rebound, Kwame Brown. Kings are getting good shots here in the opening 4 minutes. Parker all the way. Too hard. Rebound, Cook. Blocked by Thomas. Boy, the Kings blocking shots early. Odom. Miller with a block. Wow. How about the defense of the Kings here in the early going?
Brad Miller, a couple of blocks already. He's kind of playing his Bill Russell act here early.
Martin.
Maybe not Bill Russell, maybe Frank Russell.
Now Thomas again on Kwame Brown. And Kenny Thomas is absolutely schooling Kwame Brown, and the Kings back up by 5.
Well, the truth of the matter is Kwame has been schooled before, so it's not the first time, probably not the last.
Here's Odom, another 3, and Lamar Odom is keeping the Lakers close.
I think Lamar Odom has proven he can make that shot tonight.
8 for Lamar Odom. Kings already with 4 block shots here in the first 5 minutes. And that time Brown knocked it away, and the Kings will have 13 on the shot clock.
Well, Lamar Odom, very difficult cover for Kenny Thomas. Kenny's a good defender, but Lamar Odom taller and really has handling skills.
Bibby a 3. And that was taken away by Odom. He did a good job to out-leap Martin. And here's Cook. And the game is tied.
Well, Brian Cook, an excellent outside shooter. Both he and Lamar Odom definitely can shoot the 3 ball. Brian Cook as a power forward, that's really where he's most comfortable.
Lakers a pretty good road team. 16 and 18 on the year away from Staples. Artest against Lamar Odom. Double team. Sets up Miller.
Well, Ron Artest drawing the double team, able to find the open man. That time it was Brad Miller.
Kobe Bryant 0 of 3. Bryant double team. Fans wanted to travel, don't get it, and Parker hits the triple.
Well, the reason the fans are upset because he did travel. Kobe's getting a lot of things that look the other way because he definitely a violation on that last attempt.
Quick 3 by Martin, no good, and the Lakers with the ball leading by 1. We'll have a timeout at the next stop. And Lamar Odom already in double figures with 10 points. And the Lakers, after a quick start by Sacramento, now have a 19-16 lead. Artest over Odom. 1 shot and out again for Sacramento. Bryant, Odom. He's got 12 first quarter points.
Well, Lamar Odom is just carrying this Lakers team. Kings really did not handle transition defense well at all. Odom got behind everybody.
Timeout Sacramento. With 5 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the Lakers on a 7-0 run. The Lakers lead it 5-5.
Nice matchup to watch those 2 guys.
You're right about that, Jim. Too bad Ron didn't say he was going to shut down Lamar Odom because Lamar's got 12 already in this game.
Well, maybe at some point Rick will say guard both of them.
Yeah, he probably he's the one guy in the league that might be able to do it.
Well, he'd try. You know, that's one thing about Ron Artest. He's going to give it 100% effort. He'll try, but Kings got to do a better job of in transition defense, getting back and stopping the basketball. Lakers have got a couple of easy baskets already. A zone defense here by the Lakers. See how the Kings adjust. A little bit of a 1-2-2 look.
Oh, that's a bad pass. Artest steals the ball, but they're going to call the foul. And Ron Artest picks up his first. Boy, Mike Bibby was wide open, Jerry, on our side of the floor over here, and Ron did not see it. So the first team foul on Sacramento, and for Sacramento, it's their first turnover. Or I should say the first team foul, beg your pardon. 5 minutes, 5 seconds. First quarter, Bryant Cook underneath Kwame Brown, and the Lakers right now are getting to the rim. They lead it 23-16.
Yeah, Kings defense really not keeping the Lakers from getting the shots that they want for the most part. Rick Adams, I'm sure, not happy about that. 23 points here with almost 5 minutes to go in the quarter.
Lakers have hit 6 straight during this run. Mike Bibby. And the Kings needed that basket. Mike with 7 already here in the first quarter. Martin went for the steal. He got a piece of the ball, and now Kobe Bryant wants it, does not get it. Instead, it's Parker. Here's a 3 from the corner. Into the hands of Martin. Bryant, and that's off Martin, out of bounds. Kobe Bryant creating the turnover. That's the second Sacramento turnover.
Kobe Bryant just almost attacked Kevin. Look there. A little bit of contact before the ball knocked loose, but Kings don't get the break on that one.
Bonzi Wells in, Martin out.
I've seen less contact in some boxing matches than Kobe seemed to have gotten by with on that one.
Brad Miller fouled Kwame Brown. And Kwame will go to the line for a pair. Good start for the Lakers here on the road in this opening quarter. Brown starting for the injured Chris Min. Well, the Monarchs, their season coming up shortly, and you can become a Monarchs MVP today. All you have to do is call 916-419-WNBA or visit SacramentoMonarchs.com to buy season tickets.
Could be 2006 World Champions as well.
1 of 2, and it's a 6-point Laker lead.
Smush Parker really putting a lot of pressure on Mike Bibby, and Brad Miller comes back to set a nice screen.
Turnover, look out. Here's Bryant. The Kings getting a little careless, Jerry. That's their 3rd turnover. 12-2 Laker run.
Now, when you turn it over with Kobe Bryant in the open court, it's going to be 2 points. A lot of Laker fans have sifted into this arena.
They have brought their wallets, scalping tickets for a high price. And that's going to be a loose ball foul on Los Angeles. We have 3:18 left here in the first quarter.
Kobe Bryant out in the open court after the turnover. Just an easy little throwdown for Kobe. Not going to use any energy on that one.
That foul was on Cook. Second foul on Brian Cook. Beg your pardon, they switched it to Kobe Bryant. That's his first. 3rd team foul on the Lakers. Here's Bonzi. Beautiful setup from Miller.
Boy, beautiful little give and go action. Brad Miller, the lead pass to Bonzi Wells, and Bonzi always good at the hoop.
Kings shooting 57%, but they trailed by 6. Lakers have scored 5 points off 3 Kings turnovers. And Bibby was holding, and thus the whistle. He was grabbing Smush Parker. Sacramento's going to put Sharif Abdur-Rahim into the game. He's out there with Thomas, and it's Bibby, Wells, and Artest. So Sharif will guard Kwame, and now they got Bonzi Wells on Brian Cook, left side of your screen, and that's going to go to the post up right away. I would think they would go to Brian Cook, and now he'll pump out. He wants to work on Bonzi. And look at Bonzi Wells. He's up to the challenge, and there will be a jump ball.
Now, the interesting thing on this matchup, Brian Cook at 6'10", Bonzi at 6'6", 6'7". Brian Cook really has no post-up moves. He is a strictly perimeter player, so Bonzi much better low-post player offensively and defensively than Brian Cook.
So you like that matchup for Sacramento?
I like that matchup for Sacramento. Certainly, Kings can maybe exploit that on the other end.
And that tip controlled by the bigger Cook, Kobe Bryant. And Kobe no good. Out of bounds to Sacramento. So Kobe now 1 of 5. His only basket was on a breakaway come.
So Kobe had a very poor shooting game against Seattle in their last outing. So that maybe from the Kings' point of view, you hope he's thinking about that a little bit. Probably not.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant in that game against Seattle just 8 of 29. Kenny Thomas a little bit short, and the rebound Brown. Still a 6-point game. Odom has been the big man here in the first quarter with 12. Cook. And it's no good. Thomas with the rebound.
The Lakers would certainly like to take Smush Parker in against Mike Bibby, but Mike is getting some open shots in transition.
Mike now has missed 4 of 6. There's the double on Kobe Bryant. Eight on the 24. Bryant, well defended. And over the back was Cook. And that's the 3rd foul on Brian Cook.
And just a really forced shot by Kobe Bryant on that attempt. Ron Artest really had him defended well. Clock running down. Kobe had to shoot a tough runner going to his left.
I think you know what, I beg your pardon. That is his 2nd foul, not his 3rd. When he was called for what I thought was his 2nd, they switched it to Kobe. So he is not going out with his 3rd. He does have a 2nd foul. Kobe had picked up that foul. They switched it at the table. Meanwhile, Luke Walton was coming. Jerry, you remember in overtime what Kenny Thomas did to Luke Walton here in this building?
He torched him pretty good, about 3 straight hoops. But Luke really adds a lot of passing skills to this lineup. So you gain something with Luke. In some ways, you lose something with Luke.
Well, Kenny Thomas picking up right where he left off against Luke Walton.
Just too quick for Luke. Certainly the physical matchup. Kenny Thomas quicker, even though they're about the same size, much better jumper. A nice pass from Sharif Abdur-Rahim finding the cutter.
Here's Walton. He got free on the baseline, and it's 28-22.
Yeah, that time Kings really lost track of where Luke Walton was. He moves very well without the ball. Very solid all-around player.
Bibby sets up Artest from downtown. Brown was backpedaling a little bit. Bryant, good foul by Bonzi Wells, or else Luke Walton would have had a dunk at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, Kings doing a very poor job rotating back. When your point guard penetrates to the basket, the wingman, the farthest wingman, has got to rotate back and cover the basket. That didn't happen, and certainly the Lakers would have broke out and had an easy layup.
Walton. Now Lamar Odom, who has had the hot hand, and he continues. He's got 14.
His hot hand has advanced to the scorching stage. I mean, he feels confidence anywhere.
30-22. An 8-point Los Angeles lead, their biggest here of the first quarter. A lot of standing around at the moment. Difference on the clock of 3 seconds. Kenny Thomas on a gorgeous setup for Mike Bibby. 6 seconds left. This is where Kobe Bryant is so darn dangerous. And Kwame Brown was fouled at 1.1. And he'll get 2 free throws here and a chance to give the Lakers 32 first quarter points. That foul was on Kenny Thomas. First foul on Thomas.
At the line for the Lakers, number 54, Kwame Brown.
Well, you can get the greatest selection of Artest, Martin Garcia, and all of your favorite Kings players merchandise at the Sacramento Team Store at Arco. The Sacramento Team Store open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 6, or online 24/7 at sacramentoteamstore.com. 1 of 2 for Kwame Brown. And Artest, and he'll throw it up at the horn. So, the first quarter belongs to the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. They play well. They shoot 52% behind Lamar Odom's 14. Kobe Bryant just won. To the Cache Creek question of the game, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort, California's finest casino resort. Kobe currently averaging 35 points per game this season. Who are the only 3 players in NBA history to average 35-plus points in a game in a single season? We'll have the answer for you in a little bit. But, Jerry, let's talk about the Lakers. Again, Kobe with just 2 points, and yet they put 31 points up on the board.
Well, they moved the ball very well. Kings did not do a good job in transition defense, which gave up a couple of real easy hoops. And, of course, Lamar Odom was just spectacular.
And the rebounding to the Lakers, big advantage there. 13-7, the advantage on the boards for the Lakers in that first quarter. All right, let's set the lineup for you. It's Mike Bibby with Bonzi Wells, Abdur-Rahim, Artest, and Miller up front. We'll give you the Laker lineup when they touch the ball. Artest over Walton. The Lakers have Vucevic in the backcourt. And he is with the newly acquired Jim Jackson, Walton, Odom, and Brown.
But Jim Jackson not utilized in Phoenix this year, so he was available for the Lakers. And with the injuries the Lakers have now, he can really be a big, valuable help.
It would be easier for me to tell you the teams that Jim Jackson has not played for as opposed to the ones that he has played with.
You mean there are some that he has played for? I wasn't aware of that.
And look, Walton fouled Sharif down low.
Foul underneath the basket charged the Lakers, number 4.
See a nice ball movement. Ron Artest just able to catch and shoot. Very smooth. But you know, one thing we'll remember Jim Jackson, we know one thing. He played very well for the Sacramento Kings and helped his team win a lot of games.
Boy, Mike Bibby, you know, Jerry, again, he really didn't have his balance set there. Quick shot. There's Odom. 31-26. Kobe on the bench getting a rest here. And there's another block shot. Sharif got a piece of it. And the Kings look to run. Lakers get back. Artest open on the wing. Free ball. Artest has 7.
Boy, Kings so efficient in the open court now, finding Ron Artest. He is shooting stroke getting better and better the more games he's played.
Jackson, 3. Rebound Artest, and now the Kings making a move here, down 2. They want Sharif working on Kwame Brown. And tied at 31.
And that's exactly why Kwame Brown doesn't have the quickness to stay with Sharif Abdur-Rahim around the basket. Sharif has all the low post moves. The thing you notice when Kobe Bryant's not on the floor, the ball not able to penetrate to the basket off the dribble nearly as effectively.
Odom. Maybe a good sign for Sacramento. Lamar Odom misses his first shot. And the Kings can retake the lead. Bonzi right at Jim Jackson. Here's Sharif from the baseline, 20 feet away. And nobody going after that ball. It was the Lakers waiting for it to come off the iron.
Kings doing a much better job getting back in transition. Now a lot of white shirts at the basket.
And that's a turnover for the Lakers, their second.
Jim Jackson felt had a little contact to force him out of bounds. Oh, just a careless.
It's amazing that that was taken away by Vucevic. He wasn't even looking. And I'll tell you something, that gives the Lakers an easy basket, 33-31.
It's one of those turnovers that really should not happen once a season.
Well, we've seen it, I think, honestly, I was just thinking about that. That's probably the 4th or 5th time we've seen that this year on an inbounds pass. Normally we see it from underneath the basket. That was on the side.
Yeah, just a very poor communication. Brad Miller and Mike Bibby, and the pass so high and soft. Vucevic had a better angle at it than anybody.
Ron Artest now stopped on his dribble. Artest has shot the ball well in the first half. Jerry, he has 10 points now. And the Kings have the lead at 34-33.
Ron Artest showing you that he can score the ball. The defense is not the only thing he does well. He is bringing his team back.
Odom, nice spin by Lamar. Nowhere to go with it. Out of bounds and caught Jim Jackson. So the Kings now will have the ball. But first a timeout, a mandatory timeout. And so the Kings, who were down 8, even though Kobe's only had 2 points, as soon as Kobe Bryant went out of the game, the Kings have taken off. And Ron Artest now has...
But this is not the only place you will see Kings-Lakers matched up tonight. Go to NBA.com. The NBA dance team brackets are going on right now. And I'll use any excuse to be flanked by 2 beautiful young dancers from the Sacramento Kings, Jamie and Jen. First of all, explain what this is.
Well, tonight, when you visit NBA.com, you can vote for the Kings versus the Laker girls. And, of course, we want everybody at home to get online, vote for the Kings girls so we can go to the next round.
All right. Now, how much friendly competition is there among the dance teams? Do you guys check out other dance teams, see what they're doing, kind of a little friendly rivalry?
We do, definitely. We check out the different websites and all the girls, and when we get a chance, we're always watching the different games to see if they show the team, and we like to criticize a little bit.
You take a look at some of the voting right now, it's very close. Kings, 51%, Lakers, 49%. You guys are just up, so we need more voting, right?
Right, that's right.
So that's
we need everybody at home to just click on NBA.com and vote for the Sacramento Kings dance team.
Exactly. If you're at home right now, look at the dancers, click your mouse on the Kings dancers, click, clickety, click, click, right?
That's right.
And who would you face in the next round if you win?
I believe we're up against the Clipper girls if we win.
Oh, it's an LA double
It's
do.
an
Oh.
LA hit.
So, Grand Jerry, I don't care if the game's starting. I'm just standing here with these two. Just me and my ladies right now, Grand.
Coach, you've been spending a lot of time with the dancers lately.
There you go, I am.
Well, pretty. We can understand that, but
Yep.
no question, you got to vote for the Royal Court dancers over anybody from LA, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Jerry, Kobe Bryant went out of the game, and the Kings took the lead. He's back in. Even though Kobe's only scored a point, the one thing he's done, he's got 4 assists. He's setting up his teammates.
Well, and he just creates so many problems.
Artest. Oh, turn the sprinkler systems on. Ron Artest is on fire. He's got 13.
Kobe Artest is putting on a scoring exhibition here.
37-33. Vujicic. And it's Artest picking up the loose ball. Artest. And look at that strength. And Jim Jackson forced the foul. And Ron Artest will get to the foul line for the first time.
And that was strength against strength. Ron Artest against Jim Jackson.
Oh, boy, you've got that right.
I mean, Jim, one of the stronger players in this league, and Ron going right at Jim, drawing the contact.
McDonald's and Sports 1140 KHTKs present Kings Gold Ticket Packs. It's the last of 6 ticket pack games. It'll be April 16th when the Kings take on the Hornets. Ticket packs will only be available for sale at the McDonald's restaurant located at 1322 East F Street in Oakdale from 5 to 9. That's tomorrow or while supplies last. That's 5 to 9 in the evening. Call 91645-KINGS or visit kings.com for complete information. Ron Artest has scored 13 of the Kings' 15 points here in the second quarter. 39-33. Sacramento with their biggest lead. Martin trying to stop Luke Walton and Brad Miller. Fouled him, but before he fouled him, Jerry, he traveled.
Yeah, Luke Walton looking for somebody while the double team was forming. Couldn't really find anybody and changed that pivot foot before Brad Miller came over and gave him a friendly whack.
Ron Artest has 15. 7:35 left here in a half. To the posting, Bonzi Wells. And off the 5, a Laker, 5 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Here's Martin. Yes, two-pointer by Kevin Martin.
Boy, gutsy shot. Kevin Martin well defended by Jackson. Knew the clock was running down. Stroked it with a lot of confidence.
41-33. Here's Jim Jackson. And we've seen him do that over the years all too often when he's wearing a jersey not the color of purple and white. Boy, we saw it for a brief time in Sacramento, but Jim Jackson over the years has had some big shots against Sacramento.
We have a technical foul charge to the Kings, number 42.
Boy, that foul was on Bonzi Wells, as you see Martin's jumper.
Yeah, Bonzi and trying to get a post position against Kobe Bryant. And
so a technical foul on Bonzi Wells. And how about Kobe? He missed it. Kobe Bryant, 1 of 6 field and 0 of 1 from the line. And he hears it from the crowd.
well, the only advice I'd give the crowd, I understand their emotion, but the old saying, let sleeping dogs lie, would be something they might want to consider.
And look at Bonzi and Kobe battle again. And out of bounds, and Kevin Martin turns it over again, Jerry. He's handling the ball, and the Lakers are jumping on him, and he's turned the ball over. That's 2 turnovers off the leg of Kevin Martin.
Now, with Mike Bibby out of the game, you need Ron Artest handling the basketball. Very simply that. Let him play kind of the point guard position offensively. He'll find the right guys.
Now Bonzi has the assignment of Kobe. Wow. Kings are doing a marvelous job forcing Kobe Bryant into tough shots.
Yeah, Bonzi stayed right with Kobe, didn't take the fakes, challenged Kobe at the peak of his jump, and he had to throw up a weak attempt.
Kobe Bryant, you saw him with his head turned. He was looking at Bennett Salvador, the official, thought he was fouled. A 17-5 Sacramento Kings run. Now the skip pass. Walton. That's nice ball movement, and Kwame Brown gets right back to the foul line.
That's a good foul, though. Kwame barely a little over 50% free throw shooter.
Second foul on Brad Miller. First team foul on Sacramento. Talk about Kwame. He's a 51% shooter, and we've seen that through the first half. Kwame is 2 of 4, so he's right on his average. 41-37.
And so, since he made that one, then, according to the percentages, this one will be a point.
Jerry, now that Bonzi Wells is on Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest, is this to give Ron a little rest on defense, or is it based on a different matchup? Why is Ron Artest now not guarding Kobe Bryant?
I think it's more just a switch-off on that occasion. I think Bonzi just happened to pick him up in transition.
Sharif. And a blocking foul on Walton. He was in the restricted zone. And a couple of free throws upcoming for the Kings.
Now, there's no question about it. Rick Allen will use different guys on Kobe, but I'm not sure that last possession really had anything to do with a switch of defensive assignment.
That's the third foul on Luke Walton. That's actually bad news, because that means Lamar Odom is going to come back into the game.
Yeah, so the Kings probably, Rick Allen, like say, well, we don't want that foul. Take it off.
First free throws of this first half for Sharif. Serious Kings fans need serious Kings coverage, the kind you find every day in the Sacramento Bee. Call 1-800-2-THE-BEE today and save 44% on daily home delivery. The Sacramento Bee, sports coverage as passionate as you are. You see Walton out. We talked about Chris Mims' absence. In your mind, not having Devin George on the floor, how does that impact the Lakers?
Well, it certainly hurts their depth, number one, but maybe more importantly, it gives them that extra score. I mean, he's a small forward who can shoot the three ball, which allows Kobe to penetrate and have another target for open threes.
And because of that, Jim Jackson now is taking his place off the bench. Jim Jackson in the last 5 games has only played a total of 3.5 minutes. And look at this play by Artest. Gets it ahead to Martin. Kmart. And Kevin Martin is fouled. But how about Ron Artest? He just does everything, doesn't he?
What a brilliant player. Has the instincts to make the right plays all the time. This crowd loves what they see in Ron Artest.
43-38, Sacramento. Let's see if you can get tonight's Cash Creek question of the game. Kobe currently averaging 35.03 points per game. Who are the only 3 players in NBA history to average 35-plus points per game in a single season?
Well, of course, Wilt Chamberlain did it numerous times. Michael Jordan, the obvious latest one, who did it several times, including a 37-point season. And, of course, Rick Barry, the great Rick Barry, averaged 35 points a game with the San Francisco Warriors at that time. And that was Rick Barry's second year in the league.
Wow, that was
35.
impressive.
Pretty impressive.
3 pretty good players right there. 3 of the greatest all time in this league. And there's another one, Kobe Bryant, although right now he has only 2 points. 1 of 7.
Well, he is struggling right now, and that is the scary part.
Yep.
Because no question, he is one of the truly great talents this league has ever seen, and right now struggling a little bit offensively.
Although, let's give credit to the Kings, because they're forcing Kobe into tough shots. I mean, they're not leaving him open. He's having to work for his shots, both Ron Artest and Bonzi Wells.
Yeah, getting good team help. Certainly, Ron Artest is the focus defensively, and he's going to create problems for whoever he guards. But when you're guarding a Kobe, you still need help, because he gets a lot of screens and a lot of movement.
Kevin Martin looking for his 5th point, and 6 if he can make both. And Kevin Martin can't, so the Kings now 7 of 9 as a team.
Yeah, surprisingly, Kevin Martin has been struggling a little bit at the line the last few weeks after shooting, I think, about 26 in a row at one stretch.
44-38. Now Ron Artest is on Kobe Bryant. They'll be coming into your picture. They are at the top of the screen. Parker into the lane and cannot get the roll. Sacramento has it. We have a whistle away from the ball, and it's on Kwame Brown.
Yeah, Kwame, a little low bridge action as Kevin Martin cut to the hoop.
Jerry, the King says, you look at Bonzi Wells, he's wearing tights for the first time. We talked to him before the game.
Yeah.
He said his groins bothering him, his hamstrings bothering him, and he said, I said, you're getting old, Bonzi, you're getting old.
Well, and he also said, please don't make fun of me for wearing them.
We're not making fun of him. We're just showing him, you know? But hey, whatever it takes. He keeps on playing the way he has. I don't care what he wears out there.
Tell you what, if Bonzi's wearing tights, and I think most of us ought to wear them.
I think you're right. 46-38. Jerry, the Kings right now are really taking advantage of the Lakers being in the penalty.
Being aggressive. That's what this Kings team has been doing the last couple of weeks. Finding ways to get to the line. More aggressive in the low post. More aggressive going to the basket.
Parker. Lakers aren't even looking for Kobe Bryant. Sharif with the foul there. I mean, they're not even looking for Kobe. And that time they go down low. Kwame Brown gets up limping a little bit.
Yeah, part of the reason, Kobe, the passing lanes just aren't clear. Ron Artest has taken that away, so it's not as easy to get the ball to Kobe as he steps off the wing and wants the basketball.
Sacramento on top here with 5:15 left. Curry out in for the first time. Kobe, now the double team. To push down Bonzi with his off arm, no foul. And look at that 24-second violation.
Well, great defense out front by Bonzi Wells and finished up by Ron Artest at the baseline. So Kings fans love what they see defensively.
That's the 6th turnover, and the Kings have scored 9 points so far off the 6 turnovers. Miller, wide open, and instead of passing the ball, he goes to Bonzi. Brad needs to shoot that, and look at Rick Adelman up top saying the same thing to Brad. Boy, that's frustrating.
That is so frustrating. I mean, Brad is just such a good player to, one of the best shooters in this league from 20 feet and turns down an 8-footer.
Both teams with 6 turnovers, both teams with 9 points off the turnovers. Here's Kobe. He's loose for the first time. And Kobe Bryant, that's his first perimeter shot. His other basket was a dunk in transition on a fast break, and it's 46-41. And a foul on Bonzi. He's getting too aggressive with Kobe Bryant. Bonzi with a second.
Well, here's Artest went to help on that loose ball, and of course that left Kobe Bryant open in the corner, and that's all Kobe may need to kind of get his stroke going.
Bibby back in, Martin sits. Kevin Martin with 7 points. 46-41. Lakers had the lead at the end of the first quarter, 31-24, but the Kings here in the second quarter have played large. Kwame, Brad Miller stood his ground. Artest has 15 here in the first half. Make it almost 17. You know, it's amazing to me how a player like that can get the ball even close to the basket, but that just shows you how strong he is.
Yeah, he really never had any space. He wasn't able to create it, but the fact he's so strong and can use the left hand so well, able to stretch out and get the ball up to the basket and draw the foul. You know, that's a play that no one else on the Kings team could have possibly gotten to the basket and drawn the contact.
Coming up at the half, we'll have a feature on the rivalry here with Sacramento and the Lakers. It's been a good one since the Rick Adelman era began. And I'll tell you right back, Phil Jackson gets Kwame out of the ball game.
Yeah,
and he puts in Andrew Bynum.
The young high school player that was drafted by the Lakers this year. I think the 10th pick in the draft. And certainly has a lot of potential.
St. Joseph High School out of New Jersey.
One of those guys that probably isn't quite ready to play consistently yet, but I think will prove to be a wise choice for the Lakers over the years.
48-41. Bryant, another three. Short, rebound, Sacramento. Artest ahead of the field, but the pass is just overthrown and out of bounds. And the Kings, they go for the home run ball, and instead they strike out, and the ball goes back to the Lakers.
Well, two really poor decisions by Brad right in a row, turning down an open shot and trying to create a situation that really wasn't there. The odds, just no separation between Ron Artest and his defender.
I'm not sure even a perfect pass would have been to Artest's advantage with a basket there. It would have been a tough play. Boy, Jerry, what about Bonzi getting all these quick fouls? That's his third, and he's asking what he's been doing out there, but he may have to come out of the ball game as Matt Boland called Bonzi for his third personal.
Yeah, Bonzi is really kind of laying on the entire body, and you really got to give a little more space than that.
Kobe pushed Parker down to the posting Lamar Odom. They'll work on Bonzi playing with 3, and here's Cook. The double set up Cook for the open jumper, and the Lakers are within 5. Artest, and he'll get right back to the foul line. And he's given the Lakers absolute fits here in the second quarter.
He really is the strength. And the thing that's amazing with Ron Artest, that low center of gravity. He gets the ball, the dribble down there just like a small point guard, and very difficult for guys that have to guard him. They can't get down there with him when they try. They get off balance.
He has huge hands. And he's now 5 of 5 from the line. 18 for Artest. And now the Lakers will call a timeout. 3 minutes and a second left. First half. Sacramento on top 49-43. Senior, and they have done a great job carrying on the tradition of giving back to their respective communities.
Well, just a marvelous family that they've always contributed greatly to this community, and people in Sacramento should be very proud to have the Maloof family as part of this community.
Kenny Thomas is in. Rick Adelman does not want Bonzi to pick up a fourth foul before the intermission, so he sits. You figure that this game's going to get tight in the second half, and you definitely leave Bonzi Wells on the floor. 50-43. Artest, 17 points here in the second quarter. He's 4 of 4 floor, 6 of 6 from the line. And he's done a marvelous job on Kobe Bryant. Like that. I mean, that's just, you can't play better defense for that, can you, Jerry?
He closed him off on the baseline and then challenged the shot and got some of it at the feet.
Miller, shoot the ball. That one no good, and the rebound Bynum. Good look by Brad, and here's Kobe. Right at Artest again, and Ron stays chest to chest. Free ball by Smith. And the Lakers within 4. Parker has 8.
Rush Parker getting better as this season has wound down. Good defender has always been that, getting much better on the offensive end.
Terry, with Bynum guarding Brad Miller, you would think that's a big advantage for Sacramento.
Well, it should be. Kings have got to take advantage of it.
Travel, and the Kings with the turnover. That is already 9 first-half turnovers for Sacramento, and many of them have been unforced.
Well, about 7 of them have just been total unforced errors. But Brad Miller against Bynum, Kings really should look at that matchup, as well as Sharif against Ronnie Turiaf, the rookie out of Gonzaga. I mean, Kings can get some easy opportunities if they'll go to these guys.
Kobe has to stop the dribble.
Not to say you want to take it out of Ron Artest's hands, but let him make the plays to those guys.
And Lamar Odom turned the ball over. That's
sure
the
did.
7th turnover.
Odom wanting some help from the officials, but he just basically got out of control and lost the basketball. Mike Bibby throwing the ball ahead to get the ball into Ron Artest's hands. Takes the defensive pressure off himself. Good move.
Artest. Nope, a little bit short. And the rebound taken by the Lakers with 1:30 left here in the half. And Kobe has not had a lot of room to work with in this first half. That's one of the rare instances, and he now has 7.
Well, in transition, before the defense can get set, and more in particular, Ron Artest gets a chance to get set. Kobe Bryant wants to get something up.
Here's the screen for Bibby. Back for Miller. 15 feet. Swift. From the elbow, Brad Miller, and it's 52-48. Brad has just 5 points here in the first half.
Nice little 2-man game there. Mike Bibby drew the extra man Bynum off of Brad Miller for a second.
Lakers have scored just 17 points here in the second quarter, and that's out of bounds off Kobe Bryant.
Much as Mike Bibby just draws Bynum off of Brad Miller, that gives Brad the open shot, and he took it.
Give and go. Oh, wow. How did that not fall down? And Mike Bibby getting up slowly. And the Lakers blocked by Miller. And Bibby by himself, basket hanging. Mike Bibby took a while to get up. And an alert play for the Kings. But how about another block shot for Sacramento? Final seconds. The Kings do have a foul to give here.
Inside of 5 seconds is when Rick Adelman looks to make the foul if necessary.
Artest has 1 foul. And 4.5 seconds.
Watch the block by Brad Miller. Perfect timing. Comes across, gets it on Bynum. And then Mike Bibby just gotten up from going down on that last layup. And fortunately there for the layup.
Second foul on Artest. You know, I know you want to do it under 5, but it didn't look like Kobe was really getting ready to make a move. And Ron reached out and fouled. Now there's, as you said, 4.5 seconds left after the 20 for the Lakers to inbound the ball.
Well, I think it's one of those tough situations because Rick Allen was saying, you know, under 5. But there is a case where, yeah, you probably could have waited another second. But when you're prepared to make the foul, and that's the part of the giving the foul. You don't always know when you can. So the rule, if you're a coach, you say give it under 5. Go ahead and give it under 5.
Well, you can get your name on the Kings season ticket wait list, and it's easy to do. All you have to do is call 916-928-3650 or visit kings.com, and maybe we'll see you out here at Arco Arena in the future. And you can come to a game like this, and this is as good as it gets. You get the Lakers and the Kings, and boy, how about that game Sunday night? Dallas in here, and playoff fever here in the middle of March at Arco Arena.
Well, Jim Jackson entering the game, good passer. You certainly have a suspicion Kobe Bryant will be the focal point here, although Lamar Odom may pass as he steps in bounds. He may be the guy that the Lakers look to get the last shot.
Kevin Martin in. There's a little bit of moisture on the foul line, so Mike Bibby wants a little housekeeping done, and that will get Sharif out of the game. Of course, the one thing you don't want to have happen here is you don't want to have Ron Artest pick up a third foul with 4.5 seconds left. Boy, what a first half he's had. 19 points, and he's held Kobe to 7. And here's Bryant. Here's the matchup. And Bryant beats the horn, and he thought he was fouled. Does not get the call, but he gets the basket. And Kobe finishes with 9 first half points. 54-50, Sacramento here at the break.
Absolutely electric in this place.
Wow. What more can you say about that?
This is where legends are made.
Mr. Clutch Robert Horry. Great pass. That's the name of the game. This place is bedlam. He's got the bucket. That's right.
I think you have to keep in mind that, you know, there wasn't a rivalry until 7 or 8 years ago when the Lakers used to just come in here and absolutely run roughshod. Magic Johnson had monster games in this building, in the old arena. But in recent years, when the Kings started to make life interesting for the Lakers and didn't just roll over and play dead, we've seen some tremendous battles.
Pops it into Weber. Back to Bibby. He stops. He fires from 20. He's got the bucket!
There is none more dramatic than that 7-game series at the Western Conference Finals in 2002. The shot that Horry made, of course, down in Los Angeles.
Game over! Lakers win it!
Still haunts, I think, the Sacramento Kings and their fans. It just makes Kings fans go, "Ugh."
Who's that Tuesday? What name of that team?
I think it's the, I forgot. We'll have to show it. You can't even say that name, can you?
I can't. It won't come out.
And we welcome you to another night of Sacramento Kings NBA basketball. The Kings and their Southern California rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, it's obviously it's a big game. It's a big game because they're right there with us. We can win this. It could be a tiebreaker situation. There's all those things I think that are really important.
We want to beat them, man. I don't care if we're shooting marbles, playing cards. I want to beat the Lakers.
It's going to be big. It's another team in front of us, so hopefully we can knock them and hopefully move up to that 7th spot and just keep going up to the top of the charts.
Kobe this, Kobe that, whatever.
I think it's great competition. I think it's been great competition since the playoffs from a few years back. We've seen a lot of players come and go. We've had our classic battles back in those times, and now we're trying to build another one.
What better team to come to, and then having a rivalry with one of the best players, in the NBA, and Kobe Bryant. I'm really looking forward to those matchups.
Lakers are thin in the middle, and you've got to take advantage.
Illinois and Purdue having a conversation right there with Bryant Cook and, of course, Brad Miller.
Probably Brad's talking about how he beat Illinois in his day, and Bryant Cook's, I don't remember that.
54-50. So Artest and the Kings open up. Here's Bibby, and a good start for Mike Bibby.
Well, beautifully executed play. That one called by Rick Edelman at the half, a little double screen. And Mike Bibby comes off, takes his man to the baseline, and uses the screen coming back toward the ball.
All right, let's see if the game plan right off the get-go is to get the ball to Kobe Bryant. Parker, Bryant, Brown, Odom, and Cook. Nice move. As Parker got inside the Kings defense. 4-point game. Parker now with 10. 56-52. Artest against Lamar Odom. Foul. And Lamar Odom has picked up his second. And I'll tell you, Ron Artest gets right back to the line again. He is 6 of 6.
Yeah, tough matchup for Lamar Odom. Lamar just really has a tough time staying in front of Ron Artest. And, of course, Ron, not just with his strength, but the use of his left hand, able to stretch out there and get to the basket.
Kobe Bryant, who during the intermission was out at midcourt having an animated conversation with Bennett, and here on the first call of the third quarter, again going over to talk to the crew chief, Bennett Salvador.
Probably wants to remind Bennett that when I want a foul called, I'll tell you.
58-52. Bryant posting on Artest. Finds Kwame at the foul line. Rebound. And it's not safe to the Kings. It's Parker. Here's Kobe with the step. And Kobe Bryant now in double figures with 11.
The balls you don't get that you're supposed to get, like that last rebound, that's the reward you're going to reap.
58-54. This crowd has really settled down. The Kings need a big play to get them back into this game. Now Artest from the perimeter, no good. Long rebound comes to Kenny Thomas. Here is Thomas. Martin, 3 on the way. And the rebound taken by the Lakers. Lamar Odom has 14 for the ball game. And the open Kwame Brown. Offensive foul on Kwame Brown, his second.
Kwame Brown at 6'11", very athletic, but really doesn't have the complete offensive package yet as he tries to spin back. But there's Brad Miller just waiting.
58-54. Lakers with their 9th turnover. Brad was wide open, and now Kenny sees him. Well, Kevin Martin had him, but instead he went to Kenny Thomas.
And Brad was still open. I mean, almost got called for 3 seconds in there, but fortunately, Kenny Thomas got him the ball.
Brad now with 7. 60-54. And Kobe now he's starting to get his game going. That's his second field goal here of the third. Lakers back home tomorrow to take on the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota losing to the Clippers last night. Martin blocked by Kobe Bryant. Out of bounds to Sacramento. Kobe again chirping at the officials.
Even though Kevin Martin looked like he was fairly well open, again, that's a good place for Brad to shoot the basketball. So Kevin was coming away from the basket. That's why the defender was able to get in there and have a chance to block.
Brad Miller, no hesitation on that shot.
And I think that's a good idea. Just be open, shoot it into the basket. Excellent play.
9 for Brad, and the lead is back to 6. And Cook, well, that was a nice move by Cook. He said, you know, he's more of an outside player, but he was able to pound it down low there, and it's a 4-point game once again. Cook has 6.
Yeah, well, that's just a routine layup. You know, it didn't take a lot of post-up skills for that.
How about Kevin Martin's outside shot?
Well, and Kmart showing you the confidence and the growth that he has as a basketball player. Doesn't worry about a missed shot or a missed play. He comes right back and continues to play the basketball game.
65-58. 8:25 left here in the third quarter. Bryant 6 of 14 on the evening. Kobe Bryant, 15.
Well, the Lakers starting to spread the floor a little more, give Kobe more room. Certainly Lamar Odom taking Kenny Thomas out of the play so that he can't help.
Well, you said a point, a shot. What a drop-off. Bibby to Kenny Thomas. Maybe the nicest pass of the night, but back to the point you made earlier. I asked you what the definition of shutting down Kobe Bryant. You said, oh, they can hold him to a point, a shot. Well, they've done that. He's taken 15 shots. He's got 15 points.
Yeah, if they can stay there, Kings will be in great shape.
Rebound Martin. 67-60, and Bryant with a foul. Second foul on Kobe Bryant.
There's Mike Bibby, great penetrating move. 3 purple shirts collapse, and that leaves Kenny Thomas open. Look at everybody come to Mike Bibby, and Mike Bibby finds the high-flying Kenny Thomas at the ring.
67-60, Bibby. And the rebound, Cook. Lamar Odom has not scored since the first quarter. And he passed up the shot there, Cook with a 3, and it's good. And the Lakers strike quickly, 67-63, and Cook now with 9.
And that's what he can really do. Great stroke. Just as good a stroke as any big man in the league from there.
Score. Kings turned it over for the first time here in the quarter. And Miller got a piece of that ball. Back the other way we go. 3 on 2. Bibby, a pull-up 3.
Yeah, 2 the Lakers don't get, 3 the Kings do. That's what drives coaches nuts. Phil Jackson can't be happy about that change.
That's a 5-point swing right there. 70-63. Bibby has 14. In traffic. Martin comes out of the pack. And the Kings come back 5 on 4. Martin, full head of steam. Kevin Martin. He stepped on the accelerator. 9-point Sacramento lead.
Hey, Mark got the rebound, the steal, and took it coast to coast. Turned the turbo jets on.
Kings with their biggest lead of the ball game. Parker. And look at Brad Miller. Boy, what a job he's doing down low, and he forced Parker into the travel. Timeout. We're halfway through the third. And why would you not like playing in this arena? I mean, seriously. I mean, that's what. I mean, Kobe, one of the game's greatest players, in a hostile environment, and he has had some great games here, obviously, and the great playoff series between the Kings and the Lakers, as he said, a lot of memories in this building.
Well, you know, great coach, great player. They like, you know, they like this atmosphere because it brings out the best in everybody.
Brad Miller. And a rebound, Parker.
Good look, and Brad Miller, that's a 70% shot for him most nights.
Yep. Mike Bibby, they're creating as he turns on that high pick and roll. And Brad wide open, Kobe. And they got a foul there. And it's on Ron Artest, I believe. Is it on Artest or Thomas? Yeah, it's on Artest. That's his 3rd personal foul.
Watch the ball, Kobe Bryant calling for the ball. Once the ball is swung so he can step out and get it on the wing. And now drives hard to the basket.
Kobe was 16 on 16 shots. The table has been set for Sacramento tonight. New Orleans lost, Utah lost, and a win tonight. The Kings will be the 7th seed in the West as we get down to the nitty-gritty of the season. Kings will go on the road for 2 at Indiana and at Minnesota. And the Kings again with a careless pass on a low percentage play.
Lamar Odom got by with a travel, no call, but the Kings not handling the pressure of the Lakers after that made free throw. They got to be more aware that the Lakers may want to go into a full court press situation after made free throw attempts.
Cook over the back for his 3rd. 72-65 with 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the final: San Antonio 96, New Orleans 81. Boy, New Orleans really in a struggle right now. And we have a grab foul. I believe they've got Odom holding Artest. 3rd foul on Odom, and that's the 4th team foul.
Well, you know these Sacramento fans just love to beat Los Angeles if possible. I mean, LA may have 12 million people in Hollywood, but hey, this is a state capital.
And Kwame fouled Brad, who tried to jam it home. So that's going to be the penalty for the rest of the quarter. The Kings in the bonus.
Nice little ball fake. There's Brad Miller going to the basket and whammed and bammed.
At the line for the Kings, number 52, Brad Miller.
Brad Miller tonight, 1 of 2 from the line. You can visit a select KB home location in Sacramento. Enter the Live Like a King contest and win a Kings theme room. Details on kings.com or kbhome.com. Brad rolls him home, 74-65. Parker. One-on-one with Mike Bibby, stumbles a little bit. Miller again over there to get a piece of that ball. Parker, though, stays with him. Lakers hanging around, 74-67. Now Artest waits for some space, and again goes right at Lamar Odom. I'll tell you, he is just too much for Lamar Odom.
Well, just too strong, able to get into the paint at 4 or 5 feet, and then a little step away to create space.
23 points for Artest. Odom no, rebound Brad Miller. And the Kings have a chance to go up by double digits. Artest this time with Kobe on him. There's the quick double team. Artest goes right through it. And Kenny Thomas finishes it. Boy, is there anything that Ron Artest is not doing tonight?
He is the best basketball player on the floor. Make no doubt about that so far. But a nice step through on that double team by the Lakers and found Kenny at the basket.
78-67. Brown got free. Brad turned his head. And Kwame Brown has 8.
Little miscommunication there defensively. I think Brad thought he had some help behind him. Certainly didn't.
78-69. Ron Artest has 23. That leads all scorers. Lamar Odom playing with 3 fouls. And Martin with a nice, nope, he stepped out of bounds. So the Kings again, that's just a...
That's what we're reaching for. Once we get in the playoffs, I think is anybody's ball game from there. Because once this team gets adjusted to each other, I just feel we're one of the better teams in the league. You know, I've been on some good teams, and I played against a lot of the teams already in the NBA. I see what they have. I see what we got. And once we get adjusted to each other, once we in the playoffs, it's anybody's ball game from there.
Their next ball game was on February the 3rd. Since that time, the Kings 13-4. It is now the 4th best record going in the NBA. And remember, at the time, when Ron Artest said the Kings would be a playoff club, Kings were 13th in the West. They had to jump over Minnesota, Seattle, Golden State, Utah, and New Orleans, Oklahoma City. And I know a lot of people are saying, how can one guy make such an enormous difference with this club? But Grant and Jerry, there is little question of the effect that Ron Artest has had on the Sacramento Kings, guys.
You're right about that, Jim. And, you know, while that's been going on, it seems like the other teams around them have just been collapsing. New Orleans, Golden State completely collapsing, and Seattle, same thing, Minnesota, and now maybe Utah gets blown out tonight. But, hey, there's no question the impact of number 93 and what he's meant to this franchise this year.
Absolutely no question. I mean, not only is he's a great defensive player, but he's also an outstanding offensive player. More importantly, he's the leader. You know, he's a hard worker. He comes to practice every day, really brings the level of effort in practice up because of his skill and effort. So, you know, he just filled a void on this team in a vacuum and raised the team right along with his talents.
All right, Odom with Luke Walton in. Shot clock at 12. Good defense on Parker. Now it's Bryant with 6 to shoot. Bonzi just checking a long 3, and that's rebounded by Brad Miller.
The Lakers really couldn't get what they wanted. It always scares you because Kobe can make that shot, but still, that's not a high percentage shot.
Brad Miller now with 7 rebounds. Brad Miller has Luke Walton defending him. Bibby off balance. Thomas gets it back to Miller. Bibby. He had it stolen. Numbers. The trailer is Kwame Brown. And Kwame now has 10.
Well, nice play by Kwame at 6'11", showing you some body control and athleticism. Mike Bibby has really gotten in trouble. Smush Parker lets him go by and then gets the ball from behind with his, he's a little longer and quicker.
Fourth turnover here of the third quarter for Sacramento. Brad's got to clear that zone. And Artest with the rebound and a second chance opportunity for Sacramento. 78-71. Thomas open. Boy, the Lakers, I don't know what they're doing on defense. Kings big men are getting wide open underneath the basket.
So Lamar Odom that time was protecting the free throw line. Of course, there was nobody. The free throw line can't score, but Kenny Thomas can.
Lead back to 9. Artest leans on Kobe. Here's the fadeaway.
Oh, tough shot, but hey, Kobe Bryant's a tough shot to make.
19 points for Kobe. He's taken 18 shots.
So Kings very pleased with what they're getting against Kobe Bryant.
80-73. Minute left. Brad drawing the foul. Put it in the book. That's a hit to the line. Oh, boy.
Well, just a great effort that time from Brad Miller. Luke Walton, I think, really upset Miller, got him frustrated a little bit. Normally, Brad wouldn't force up his shot like this. Now watch, Brad just basically is going to force his up. He's frustrated, takes the contact, and able to finish. That's just an outstanding effort from Brad Miller, number 52.
And Ron Artest, a standing ovation as he gets a breather here with 59 seconds left.
Yeah, if you won't stand for Ron Artest, you really just won't stand, will you?
No, 84-73, and the Kings have equaled their biggest lead. Martin is in. He'll guard Kobe for a minute, and that counts on continuation. Wow, is that a liberal call by Bennett Salvador?
Oh, man. You're going to see Lamar Odom as he puts the ball on the floor. There's a foul called right there. Very close. One thing the Kings have got to be aware of, Lamar Odom is certainly not only left-handed, but prefers when he drives to go left. You've got to kind of prepare for that.
Three-point play, 83-76, and that's the first points for Lamar Odom since the first quarter when he scored all of them. He had really controlled the play with 14 in the first quarter. Martin spin. Martin, nope. Thomas missed it, and back of the way come the Lakers. They're in a 2-for-1 here. Lamar. 83-78, and the Lakers are within 5. They've made up 6 in a hurry. They were down 11 just a moment ago.
Kings really need a hoop right now. Just to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, especially since the Lakers will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Kevin Martin trying to draw the foul can, and the Lakers will hold for the final shot. So the Lakers could get 2 consecutive possessions here to end the third and start the fourth. Big sequence. Kings do not have a foul to use. Down to 3. Miller comes out on Kobe. That's just amazing. There aren't too many players in the NBA that can do what Kobe Bryant just did. He did it at the end of the second quarter. He does it at the end of the third quarter. And the Lakers end of 4 quarters.
And the fact that Kobe didn't get that basket, that certainly helps a little bit.
Sure does. All right, here we go to start the fourth. Bryant with Walton, Brown, Parker, and Odom.
Ron Artest got his couple of minutes rest.
Well, he'll need it. Bryant. Kwame Brown, nope, can't hold on, and Miller. So it's Mike Bibby, Bonzi Wells with Abdul Rahim, Artest, and Miller. 83-78. Sacramento looking to vault over the Lakers and grab the 7th spot in the West. Kobe knocked it away. Miller stays with it. Sharif attacking. Offensive foul. Offensive foul, and the Kings will go back on defense.
You will see the move. Kwame Brown, boy, pretty close, but Sharif called for the foul nonetheless. Really did have a little short jump shot he could have taken.
Kobe runs away from the double team. Parker, a wide open 3. Well,
Parker has really become a good component and complement for Kobe Bryant. When Kobe draws the double team, Smush Parker gets a lot of open looks.
Boy, the Lakers capitalizing on the Kings' mistakes. Brad Miller, yes. 85-81. And the Lakers quickly on the attack. The Lakers shooting the ball very well from beyond the arc tonight. 8 of 14 for 57%. Shot clock at 8. And that ball wasn't even close from Kwame Brown, and a foul on Walton.
Kwame's one of those guys, a young man, he still can be very, very good, but his athleticism is way ahead of his skills right now. Still, I think that the Lakers are going to be pleased. I mean, obviously he shouldn't have been the first pick in the draft a few years ago, but at 6'11", his body, if he can develop some few more skills to go with that body and athleticism, he can be very good.
Walton with his 5th. Ronnie Turiaf comes in. 85-81. Sacramento looking for their 13th straight here at home. Brad Miller has 18.
Yeah, Ronnie Turiaf came in, and Brad Miller says, welcome, Mr. Rookie Gonzaga player.
87-81. 2 minutes played here in the fourth quarter. Kobe off the stutter step. Wow. Kobe Bryant. Effortless. 21 for Kobe. Sharif blocked by Lamar Odom. No foul called. And the Lakers down 4. Give it to Kobe Bryant. Bryant has 21. Sharif all over that rebound. And now Kobe, 9 of 21. Bonzi attacks. Timeout, Lakers. Not happy with the defense. Bonzi Wells up on the 22nd of this month. Coming up next, Dale and Christina with a News 10 special edition that's coming up right after Kings basketball. Andrew Bynum, Jerry, has come into the game.
Again, that'll be an interesting point. He guard Brad Miller, where Brad should be able to penetrate the ball and make some things happen.
And out of bounds, Kings ball.
Smush Parker thought he'd be able to get to the baseline, wasn't able to get completely past Mike Bibby, and that created the fourth pass.
Boy, there was a lot of contact there. I thought Mike might get called for the foul.
Well, I did too. I mean, I think one thing about the officials have been reasonably consistent.
Yep,
they've let a lot of little stuff go.
Brad Miller sets a screen for Artest. High dribble. Backdoor Bonzi. He walked. And the Kings, Jerry, if they can stop turning the ball over, they should be able to win this game, but they just keep on giving it back to the Lakers.
Yeah, and Bonzi really great position to score the ball. Didn't really need to travel in order to improve his position. He was there.
That's 15 Sacramento turnovers. And Bynum will go to the line. Brad Miller fouled him. Well, you think with Lamar on the floor, Kobe on the floor, Parker, and yet Bynum, the young man, took the ball against Brad Miller. Bynum, not a good free throw shooter to say the least. He's 7 of 25 on the year. So if you got a foul guy, that's the one you want going to the line, but he makes that. Anchor Financial offering Kings fans the opportunity to make the right choice, make the right call, and win your mortgage paid for a month. Enter at participating Anchor Financial locations or online at kings.com. Long rebound. And Lamar Odom. Nope. Try to bang it off the leg of Sharif. Kings ball. 89-84. Bibby. Here's a three. Bonzi Wells. Knocked out of his hands. Jackson comes back. It's a 3-on-3. Here's Smush Parker. And the Lakers, they give it right back to Sacramento. That's their 14th turnover.
Well, Smush Parker hit the young man where he least expected it. Bynum right in the hands. But, Smush has got to realize Bynum's a young player, not really used to running the floor and being ready for the pass.
So the Lakers open the door for the Kings. Artest from 3. Bryant. Artest has 26, and he wants the fans to stand.
Boy, when you need a big hoop, that's a good place to go. 93.
92-84. 7:45 left fourth quarter. Oh, a big foul on Lamar Odom. That's an illegal screen. Sacramento basketball. Odom picks up his fourth.
Watch the ball movement here. Brad Miller covered. Finds Ron Artest open. Delivers the ball perfectly. Nice, comfortable looking stroke from Ron Artest. He's been smooth all night long.
Chance for the Kings to go back up by 10. Kings turn it over for the 17th time.
Well, that has been the only flaw of the Kings game, not just tonight, but in the last couple of weeks.
And Artest altered that shot. I think he got his hand on it.
The Kings could just convert and take better care of the basketball.
But I'll tell you, does Ron Artest want this game? He is out there screaming, yelling, getting his team involved. He wants to call out the plays. Miller. Well, I'll tell you, the Lakers have opened the door for the Kings here to take a sizable lead, and they have been unable to do so. It stays 92-84. And it counts. And a chance for a three-point play.
Well, Lamar Odom, little ball fake. Here goes the left again, and Kings not able to rotate quickly enough. But as you said, now the Lakers right back in it. Kings turnovers have given the Lakers all the opportunities they need to get back in this ball game.
Sasha Vujacic in.
21 assists, 17 turnovers, and that's just not a good ratio. And that's been the one area of the Kings game that has to get better. That's really the only area that probably is keeping them from being an elite, totally elite team.
Smush Parker exits with 7 minutes. 6:55 and now counting down, and Kings up 92-87. Rebound, Bryant. Kobe has Jackson with him. Jim Jackson. The step back three. Artest with it.
Jim a little bit hurried on that shot. Could have taken more time. Fortunately for the Kings, he didn't.
Bibby with a good move. Fouled. No whistle and a late whistle. They finally got it. He was smushed, and Mike Bibby will get to the line. Boy, Phil Jackson is yelling at his players, Jerry, from his seat on the bench.
Yeah, he is upset because he feels that they could have rotated a little quicker. Really, Mike had nowhere to go, but was able to draw the contact anyway.
Just barely, but it'll count. Well, she's ranked as the 5th best dart player in the country. She lives right here in Sacramento. News 10 Sports' Ryan Yamamoto. She caught up with Amy Newman. Or I should say he caught up with Amy Newman. And Jerry, I know you're good in darts. They got a first-hand look at how the game of darts is serious business. That's tonight with Ryan Yamamoto after the game right here on News 10.
That takes a lot of skill. I really have tried to play darts, and it's definitely a skill game.
94-87. Mike Bibby now with 16. Bonzi with a steal. Artest runs down the court with him. Bonzi all the way! Put it in the book! Outside the hit to the line.
Boy, great anticipation defensively from Bonzi. Wells able to step in the passing lane. Takes it all the way to the hoop. Sees Kobe. Now watch as he steps in his passing lane. Takes the pass away from Kobe. Kobe's ahead. Doesn't hesitate. Gets the contact and puts it up off the glass as soft as you can.
And Bonzi makes the three-point play. So at the halfway point of the fourth quarter, Sacramento has a 10-point lead and 21 fast break points.
Some pressure on the Lakers now. They really got to score the ball this trip. Don't want to get the Kings any more separation.
Bonzi on. Kobe in and out, back in from downtown. Kobe Bryant now with 24 on 23 shots.
Can you say great?
That's why you've got to have, really a couple of basket lead when you're playing against Kobe Bryant.
You have
2 minutes left.
Absolutely do. A game changer.
Sharif, swing. Sacramento, Jerry, shooting 55% for the night.
And they need all 55 because this Laker team's shooting the ball well also and taking better care of the basketball.
Here's Lamar Odom. Jackson, three-pointer. And Sharif is fouled. Sharif fouled over the back. Bynum got him. The Kings going in.
With the, I think, 3 threes and all that kind of stuff. So, no, long way to go. Kings know it.
And I think tonight we're also seeing the impact for the first time this year with the Lakers playing without Chris Mint, because when Kwame Brown leaves the game, and he's played pretty well tonight, they have to put Andrew Bynum in, and he's just not really ready to play.
Just not ready, and that's exactly the difference. I mean, Kwame's a decent backup guy. Chris Mint's a good starter, and of course, Ron Artest is a major star.
101 tonight.
You little kids out there, go to your dictionary and look up star, and you'll see Ron Artest's picture.
And here's a steal by Bibby. Bibby looking for the kill. Pandemonium here at Arco. Bryant, air ball.
And the fans are going wild, and Mike Bibby, this was nothing short of the Bibinator at his best. Set on it, looked at it, and drained it.
Jerry, you talk about how many shots and points. How about 28 points for Ron Artest on just 14 shots?
Well, that's why the Kings are ahead right now. It's plain and simple. Ron Artest has been the difference maker.
Bibby. And that would have done it, but it's no good. And the Lakers within 14, and I say within 14 because of this man that has the basketball, Kobe Bryant. Now Cook, long two, rebound, Fonzie Wells.
And the Kings now out rebounding the Lakers as well. So have really taken over the boards here in the second half. What Rick Allen would like to do, not only run some clock, but get inside, draw some fouls, because the Kings would get to the line.
Bibby fouled, and he will get to the line. So Mike Bibby with the Lakers picking up the foul there. That's the 15th foul on Los Angeles. Jerry, Sacramento 328 away from going into the 7th spot in the West, winning their 13th consecutive game here at Arco. Ron Artest doesn't know what it's like to lose at Arco Arena wearing the Kings colors. It has not happened since the trade for Ron Artest.
It's probably not going to happen a lot either. No. I mean, Ron Artest, I think, really is just coming into his own as a player in this league. Obviously, well documented are his travails, so to speak, but this is a young guy that's just putting his game together. All the best to be ahead for him, and Kings fans hopefully will get to see all the very best.
And now Ron Artest will be going back to Indiana. It'll be interesting to see the response he gets on Friday night. We'll have it for you over on Top 10 Sports Net. A 14-3 run as the Kings have a 106-90 lead, their biggest of the ball game. And Lamar Odom, he'll get to the foul line.
It certainly will be a lot of fun to get back to Indiana and see Peja Stojakovic, one of our favorite players of all time, and one of the class young men to ever play here. And, of course, he's playing extremely well for the Pacers.
Scott Pollard now is starting for the Indiana Pacers. They've had so many injuries. Jermaine O'Neal out a long time.
Yeah, and Scott, when he can stay healthy, proves he can still rebound the ball with the best of them.
And now Brown back in for Bynum.
Well, you can see, though, where this Laker team, with a healthy Chris Mim and Devin George, I mean, they've got plenty of people who can play. This is no question a playoff team.
Of course, Phil Jackson may not have Chris Mim for the rest of the season. He has a severely sprained ankle. 3:16 left. Sacramento by 14.
Well, that's why they play 82. And how you start isn't nearly as important as how you finish. Ron Artest playing a little point guard here, and Mike Bibby will play the shooting guard position.
Miller. Artest. And the rebound for Cook with 2:55 left. Stripped by Bonzi Wells. Boy, he timed that perfectly.
He was really eyeballing the leather the entire time that Lamar Odom had it on the floor, and his knee spun, and hands were right there. Rick Alleman calling more called plays. His team has gotten better because of that.
Yep. Here's Sharif. Sharif, now to Bonzi. Here's the corner three, the rainbow. And Kwame Brown has it. Stays 106-92. And Bryant pushed that bounce. Foul called. 14th foul on Sacramento. Lakers will inbound. Fifth foul on Wells. We won't make fun of Bonzi's tights until the Kings wear gold and he doesn't wear gold tights. You know, that's when we'll make fun of
I think we might have to make a comment on that.
And there's Bryant with the runner. Kobe has it. Kobe, nope, rebound Miller. So Kobe Bryant now 10 of 26.
Tell Bonds if he wears gold, we won't let the game be piped back to Muncie, Indiana.
No, and if not, we'll just shoot him from the waist up. You know what I'm saying?
We'll cover for him.
That's exactly right. We will help him out. And Mike Bibby to the foul line. Good old Muncie, Indiana, the home of Ball State, where Bonzi Wells went to college, the Ball State Cardinals. And the Kings are going to celebrate another victory. Boy, how things have changed. They went east, they win 4 or 5, they come home, they're going to sweep this homestand against 3 good teams, Memphis, Dallas, and the Lakers.
Yeah, all quality teams, and you know, that's the big thing. The Kings have been playing better basketball, but as they've gotten into the tougher part of the schedule, they've raised their game along with it, and you have to in order to beat the Dallases of the world.
The Lakers, Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter is just 2 of 8 shooting. 108-92. Distance 25 feet away. 108-95. And Bryant now has 27 on 27 shots.
Been right on target. Kings defense has been there.
Ten to shoot. And out of bounds off of the Lakers with 6 on the shot clock.
Kings a little fortunate there. Ron really had nowhere to go. And fortunately the ball went off of the Lakers.
Again, 6 on the 24. Comes into Bibby. He was bunched with Miller. And Mike Bibby makes no doubt about this one. The Kings, for the second time this year, will beat the Los Angeles Lakers. 13 straight wins here at Arco Arena. Bryant. Kobe Bryant. Does he have any limit to his range?
Just where he can see it. You know, if he can see it, he can hit it.
111-98. Mike Bibby's just going to run this clock down. Here's Bryant to double. 5 on the shot clock. Bonzi. And Lamar Odom has it.
It's a little out of Bonzi's range, but Croc told him he had to put something up.
Bonzi with the rebound. And now the Kings will lift this clock down to the delight of 17,317. And the Maloose. Bibby. Mike Bibby with 28. Make that 29. It's all over. $114-98. Sacramento, the 7th seed currently in the Western Conference. And make no mistake about it, Ron Artest, the star of this basketball game. We'll be right back. 114-98, the final.
Hey guys, thanks very much. Killer instinct for you guys. You outscored the Lakers 31-20 in the final quarter. Is that something that's important in the Kings' maturation and growth now that you guys are a winning club?
I mean, it was a good win for us, you know. We stayed together. You know, once again, all the 5 starters was in double figures. We moved to the 7th spot now, which is important for us. It was definitely a team effort, and there's a lot of better teams than the Lakers out there, so we tried to do a job on Kobe. But, we won this game, and it was a good win for us to show that, what type of team we are. Of course, we were home, but it showed that we're getting better, we're improving.
We should let the people at home in on a little something that happened. You were the first one to walk off the floor when the final buzzer happened, but let everyone know what you did here inside the tunnel. You were the first person off the floor, but not the first person in the locker room, were you?
Of course, now I was just slapping all my guys 5 because they played great. Guys want to win, and you got to be blessed, to be with a bunch of guys who want to win, who never gave up on the season, and good things happen probably to those who wait, and now we're trying to make a run, for the number 1 goal, the same goal that all the best teams in the NBA want.
Big night for you, 28 points individually. A lot of people wanted to focus on your defense as well. We've got some plays here from earlier tonight. Maybe you can take us through it. Defensively, what was the challenge with you and Kobe tonight?
The good thing, he had 30, but he missed 16 shots. He shot under 50%, which I was happy about. I blocked a lot of his shots. He got a couple of shots in the last, when the game was over, which I was not happy about, but hey, at least we won the game.
Go back to January 31st when you had a press conference here in Sacramento, and you said something that not a lot of people here in the capital city were believing at the time, and that is you talked about this team being a playoff team. Now, they were 13th in the West at the time. What made you believe this team could be a playoff club?
Every time I'm playing, that's what I'm shooting for. When I was a rookie, in Chicago, and we were like 35 games out the 8th spot. I said, let's win 35 games in a row, because what's the fun if you don't, set goals, to win? And that was one of the reasons why I said we're going to make the playoffs. And the other reason was because the team is good. We had a lot of good bodies, big bodies, and guys who can play. And I played against a lot of good teams in the league. So, we're going to try to build from this.
Jerry Reynolds pointed out how sometimes they push you to the point guard spot, running more of a point forward. That enables Mike Bibby to get free. How comfortable are you handling the ball in the half-court sets?
Well, I'm very comfortable, handling the ball because I've been working on my handle for a long time. And, I always prepare myself for situations, I never knew I would have the opportunity to be, on a team where they would just have so much confidence in my game. But fortunately, I prepared for this day.
All right, coming up on Friday, big one back in Indiana. How amped are you to go back to Indianapolis? Or are you even thinking about it right now?
Just want to win. That's it. We just want to win. Just like tonight, I think the last time we played the Lakers, I took it too personal. We don't want to stop Kobe. Kobe's a good guy, friend of mine. Of course, you always accept challenges, and I wanted to stop him, but then we lost the game. It's just about team ball, and not about me in Indiana. It's about going to Indiana and getting a win. It's very important for us.
How happy are you wearing a Kings uniform right now? You seem pretty amped about it.
Yeah, I love the uniform, and Mike Bibby showed me so much love, and he embraced me and coming here, and along with Brad Miller and a bunch of other guys. And I love the colors and everything.
Moment at the end of the third quarter, you get taken out of the ball game by Rick Adam and start walking to the bench. I don't know if you noticed, but the entire quarter of the court behind the Kings bench all stood in unison and gave you a standing ovation. Are you recognizing how much the fans of Sacramento have welcomed you?
I didn't really recognize that, but I heard a lot of noise,
Maybe it was for Miller checking in. Maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah, probably. He was just trying to, we're so focused right now, so it's hard to. When I first came here, I was in awe of everything, but, it's hard now because we're just trying to win, and unfortunately, we're not in the playoffs yet, so we're still working.
But right now, you'd be a 7th seed, and you could move up with a bullet. That's it. Ron, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. 13 straight at home. Go get some rest. Grant and Jerry, there is one happy Sacramento King, but more importantly, I think Kings fans are very happy. It is exciting to be back inside Arco Arena one more time, and this team is chasing